There was a time when fast food felt almost perfect. You could walk into a brightly lit outlet, order in seconds, and within minutes, a hot meal would be in your hands. Cheap, satisfying, and exactly the same every single time. It didn't matter where you were, the experience never changed, and that was the magic. Fast food wasn't just food, it was reliability, it was consistency. It was one of the few things in life that actually delivered exactly what it promised. But somewhere along the way, that feeling started to disappear. Not suddenly, not in a way you could point to, but slowly, almost invisibly. The fries didn't taste the same. The burger felt smaller. The price felt higher. And for a lot of people, the experience went from something they enjoyed to something they tolerated. And once people start tolerating something instead of enjoying it, something is already broken. So what happened? Because these weren't small brands. Companies like McDonald's, KFC, and Subway didn't just grow, they dominated. They built empires on one simple idea: give people fast, cheap, consistent food. And for decades, it worked almost perfectly. You could travel across countries and still get the exact same taste, the exact same experience, and that level of consistency created something powerful: trust. People didn't think before buying, they just did, and that's exactly what made the system so strong. But maintaining that kind of perfection at a global scale comes with a cost, and over time, that cost started to show. At first, the changes were small, almost invisible. Slight tweaks in ingredients, slight reductions in portion sizes, slight adjustments in preparation. Nothing dramatic, nothing obvious, just enough to cut costs without triggering backlash. But here's the problem: small changes don't stay small. Over time, they stack. Ingredients become more processed, portions shrink, recipes get optimized for efficiency instead of taste, and slowly, the entire experience starts to feel different. Not worse in one moment, but worse over time. And that's the most dangerous kind of decline, the one you can feel but can't explain. And the truth is, the problem isn't just about cost or quality, it's psychological. Fast food built an emotional connection, one that spanned decades. It wasn't just a burger or fries, it was childhood memories, quick comfort after school, late-night cravings, weekend treats. And when the experience starts to falter, people don't just notice the change, they feel betrayed. There's a sense that something sacred has been lost, even if the food is technically still edible. That sense of loss feeds frustration, and frustration spreads faster than taste ever could. It's no longer just a meal, it's a reflection of a system that has stopped caring about the people it serves. And when customers start questioning value, they start exploring alternatives. Suddenly, the very predictability that was once the brand's strength becomes a weakness. Local diners with hand-prepared meals, cloud kitchens offering fresh and innovative dishes, fast casual chains promising quality ingredients, all of these suddenly look more appealing. Fast food is no longer the default choice. It's a convenient fallback in a world where convenience alone isn't enough. People begin to weigh their options, compare prices, compare quality, and in doing so, they realize that what once felt like a guaranteed win is now just a transaction. And transactions aren't emotional, they don't build loyalty. And then social media accelerated this slow-burning decline. One poorly prepared burger, one soggy batch of fries, one viral TikTok rant. These moments explode across platforms in ways the brands can't control. In the past, complaints were local, limited to friends or neighbors, maybe a letter to the manager. Now, the smallest imperfection is broadcast globally. Millions of people watch, comment, share, and pass judgment. And because human brains are wired to focus on negative experiences, those stories linger far longer than positive ones. One viral complaint can overshadow hundreds of perfect meals, and suddenly, trust, the foundation of these empires, is under siege. For example, in 2023, several McDonald's outlets in major US cities were criticized online for serving cold, soggy fries, leading to threads on Reddit and Twitter that garnered millions of impressions. KFC faced similar backlash in the UK when supply chain issues left some restaurants without chicken altogether, forcing closures and customer frustration. These aren't isolated incidents, they're symptoms of a larger perception problem. Delivery apps made things even worse. Fast food was never meant to travel. It was designed for immediacy. Fries hot, burgers soft, drinks fizzy. But now it's packaged, boxed, transported, and left to sit. A crispy fry becomes limp, a perfectly toasted bun turns soggy, a burger loses its warmth and texture. And yet, consumers often blame the brand rather than the delivery logistics. The blame sticks, and it sticks hard. Multiply that by millions of orders daily across platforms like DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Grubhub, and the perception problem becomes systemic, affecting not just individual locations, but the brand as a whole. In 2022 and 2023, multiple news outlets reported an increase in customer complaints tied directly to delivery quality, with some major chains publicly acknowledging they were working with partners to improve food temperature and packaging. And labor, that invisible force behind the operation, is another piece of the puzzle. Staff turnover is high, training inconsistent, burnout rampant. A tired employee may forget an order, mishandle packaging, or deliver a lukewarm smile. These aren't catastrophes individually, but in a system built on expectation, they add up. Customers feel it immediately, and their perception of the brand begins to erode. In recent labor market analyses, fast food has one of the highest turnover rates across all industries, and major chains have publicly admitted difficulty in recruiting and retaining staff. Companies are forced to make impossible choices, cut costs to remain profitable, or invest in training and pay, potentially sacrificing margins. The system slowly chips away at itself from the inside, imperceptibly but relentlessly. Then, of course, nostalgia weighs heavily. People look back at childhood visits or college late-night runs and remember perfection, whether or not it truly existed. That memory colors every modern experience. A burger that's objectively fine is judged against a mythologized past. A fry that's slightly undercooked feels like betrayal. And this feeling drives behavior more powerfully than taste or price ever could. In marketing, they say emotion drives action. And here, emotion drives disappointment, distrust, and disengagement. But even as the decline becomes visible, brands are not standing still. Chains are experimenting, trying to fight back against perception and reality. McDonald's has launched fresh beef burgers, improved ingredient sourcing, and invested in digital ordering and self-service kiosks. In 2024, McDonald's announced an initiative to bring back chef-inspired seasonal items aimed at competing with fast casual menus. KFC has experimented with plant-based chicken to appeal to a growing market of health-conscious consumers, while Taco Bell has leaned into late-night, value-focused promotions and mobile app discounts to keep younger customers engaged. Subway has reduced artificial ingredients and pushed foot-long promotions to maintain perceived value. Some chains are also automating kitchens, aiming to improve consistency and reduce errors caused by overworked staff. Technology that was once a novelty now feels like a necessity. These adaptations are subtle and sometimes slow to reach the consumer, yet they show the recognition that fast food can't survive on habit alone. Convenience, speed, and brand recognition are no longer enough to guarantee loyalty. The emotional and experiential connection must be nurtured alongside it. But the challenge remains enormous. Any misstep, one viral delivery mishap, one social media scandal, one poorly timed price increase, can undo months of effort. In a world where every customer has a platform, every complaint is amplified, and every perception becomes reality, the old formula of fast, cheap, consistent simply doesn't hold the same weight it once did. And so, fast food teeters on the edge of reinvention and decline. It remains profitable, sure, but trust is fragile, nostalgia is bittersweet, and expectations are higher than ever. The emotional contract that once defined a meal is no longer implicit. Brands must now fight for every bite of consumer confidence, navigating rising costs, global competition, viral scrutiny, and a generation that values experience over habit. In this complex, fast-moving world, fast food is still fast, still familiar, still everywhere, but the magic, the invisible contract of satisfaction, is no longer guaranteed.